Noise is never just about sound. It is a violation we can't control, and to which, because of our anatomy, we cannot close ourselves off. Yet noise is treated less as a health risk than an aesthetic nuisance, a cause for people who, in between rounds of golf and art openings, fuss over the leaf blowers outside their vacation homes. Scientists have known for decades that noise, even at the seemingly innocuous volume of car traffic, is bad for us. Calling noise a nuisance is like calling smog an inconvenience, former US Surgeon General William Stewart said in 1978. In the years since, numerous studies have only underscored his assertion that noise must be considered a hazard to the health of people everywhere. So what causes this issue and how do we combat it? The definition of noise is fuzzy. As a speaker once described the ambiguity, sound is you mowing your lawn, noise is your neighbor mowing their lawn, music is your neighbor mowing their lawn. From this poor definition arises great difficulty in enforcement. While some governments use qualitative measurements such as phrases like long, disturbing noises, many opt for a more quantitative measure, putting in place timings and objective volume measurement limits. One popular unit is decibels, which, as its name suggests, is 1/10 of a bell, a logarithmic ratio between two numbers. Decibels are often interpreted as sound pressure level or dBSPL, which is the ratio between the amplitude of the sound signal and the reference pressure of 20 micropascals. Since humans perceive sound logarithmically instead of linearly, using bells makes sense. A change of 3 decibels, widely accepted as the smallest difference in level that is easily heard by most listeners, is actually a doubling of the signal amplitude. Decibels are a good measure of momentary volume, but sound levels often fluctuate over a wide range with time. How can you measure volume over an extended period of time? Energy equivalent noise level, or LEQ, is an imaginary constant sound pressure level that would produce the same energy as the fluctuating sound level you are measuring over a given time interval. Day, evening, night noise level, on the other hand, is a descriptor of noise level based on LEQ over a whole day with a penalty of 10 decibels for nighttime noise and an additional penalty of 5 decibels for evening noise. Before this project, I thought that latitude-longitude was the only way to represent geospatial data. I was wrong. In fact, there is an entire field of study dedicated to the art of measuring the Earth's geometric shape called geodesy. I could go on and on about the great pains this field has given me, but for the sake of time, all we should focus on is the coordinate system used in this project. The UK grid reference is a Cartesian coordinate system centered around the United Kingdom, which uses easting and northing in kilometers to denote distance from an arbitrarily defined origin. Since nobody in their right mind uses this kind of data, I wanted to convert it from this to latitude-longitude data. But the grid reference is flat, and as we all know, the Earth is probably not flat. Hence, it is not possible to obtain an accurate conversion from the grid reference to lat-lon with linear equations. As such, one has to project the flat grid onto the curved surface of the Earth in order to get a good estimate of its location. Thankfully, there's a cartographic projection library called PyProject, which handles the complicated math. Inputting the coordinate systems, in this case EPSG 2770 and EPSG 4326, then entering the coordinates is all that is required to convert from one coordinate system to another. According to the Britannica Encyclopedia, noise pollution is commonly generated inside many industrial facilities and some other workplaces, but also comes from highway, railway, and airplane traffic, and from outdoor construction activities. Of course, given that airplanes produce close to 70 decibels or 3,000 times more volume than cars, it would only make sense that airports would contribute significantly to noise pollution. But investigation into data released by the European Union under the Environmental Noise Directive of 2002 shows that roads affect about 3 orders of magnitude more people than planes. This is probably caused by the abundance of roads with respect to airports. While most land areas have about one airport, each country in the dataset had above 1,000 kilometers in roads. 5 years after the EU Environmental Noise Directive went into effect in 2002, agglomerations began to record various data on the noise pollution in their land. Each agglomeration has to measure the number of people affected by noise from roads, railways, airports, and industries. Plotting each noise band over time, we can find that all metrics of noise pollution appear to have dropped from 2007 to 2012, but after that, they decreased significantly less or even increased, indicating some sort of slump in enforcement or complacency in the issue. In an effort to find the cause of this, we turn to the ever-helpful Google Trends data. Plotting the searches of the term sound pollution over time shows that at the time when the trends data began, there was significant interest in the issue, but the searches slumped in 2012. This correlation suggests that attention to the issue may be one of the contributing factors to action in the issue of noise pollution. In an investigation to find the other factors which may affect noise pollution, I found first that contrary to the stereotype of noisy crowds in small cities, population density and land area did not significantly contribute to the proportion of the population affected by noise pollution. Secondly, I plotted the urban population of the world over time. Zooming into the European Union shows that there was not a significant amount of change in urban population in the EU from 2007 to 2012, since the number of people affected by noise pollution drastically decreased during this time period. We can conclude that urbanization is not a significant factor in noise pollution. Thirdly, plotting a heat map of the roads in London shows that towards the centre of London there are significantly more roads than towards the edges. Then plotting the noise classification of some measurements taken around London shows that the centre of London contains a higher density of very high noise readings. This correlation implies that a high density of roads causes noise levels in its surroundings to rise. Finally, plotting the Good Country Index against noise pollution yields no correlation, showing that despite the severity of the issue, noise pollution is still not taken into account when judging the quality of life in a country. In conclusion, noise is a pressing issue which needs action in order to be curbed. We found that although there have been efforts to mitigate the issue, roads still contribute a significant portion of noise pollution. A possible solution to reduce noise pollution from roads is smart urban planning and civil engineering, moving residential areas away from hotspots or reducing hotspots altogether by spreading roads apart would decrease the amount of people plagued by the problem. Increasing attention towards the issue through public education campaigns could also drive the societal change towards choosing quieter transport solutions and not contributing to the problem themselves.